guys, I'm Coach Carmen. So today we're going to be learning our handstand progressions. So we're going to start off super small and we're going to go into a full handstand. But first we need to make sure that we're stretched and warmed up so that we don't hurt ourselves. So first it's going to be arm circles. So arm circles, you're just going to keep your feet planted and you're going to reach back and up and down. So arm circles going forward and then arm circles going backwards, making them super big and super slow. After that, we're going to work our wrists. So you're going to do blinkers, windshield wipers, and flappers. And then you're going to do, I call them washing machines. You bring your hands close together and you roll them around, and roller coasters, and pull backs with a straight arm, grabbing your fingers and pulling back on both hands. Next is going to be cow face pose. So cow face pose, you put one arm in between your shoulders and you're going to reach through your elbow and push down gently. And then you can also try to reach from underneath, making sure that your back is straight and you're not going too far forward or too far back. And you're going to do that on both sides. Tapping, patting your shoulder blades, push down, and then reach underneath. After that, it's going to be an arm pull across. So your arm is going to go straight across your chest, your other arm comes up underneath close to your wrist and pulls your arm across your chest, nice and gentle so that you can open up those shoulders. Across your chest, from underneath, close to your wrist, and pull. So you're going to do those 4 exercises at your own pace for as long as you would like until you feel that you are warmed up and stretched and ready for your handstand drills. Now we're ready to hop into our drills. So first we're going to do a donkey kick. A donkey kick is really simple. You're going to have your hands on the ground. You're going to kick up. What's important for this donkey kick is we're trying to balance on our hands to get comfortable with that position. So you want to try to have your bottom, your back, your shoulders, and your hands all in a line with your knees bent and close to your chest. So starting in a squat, hands out in front of you, tucking in your chin when you kick up and down. So take your time, trying to get a little higher every time without falling over. And you always want to come back down in that squat position. Next is going to be a T-hold. With your arms by your ears and your back leg straight and pointed, making sure your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your back, and your leg and your foot are all in a straight line across. You're going to hold that T-hold. Then it's going to be a lever to T back to a lunge. So we're going to start in a lunge, moving into a T and back to a lunge. Then we're going to do a T to a lever in with our fingers barely touching the ground, back to a T. So starting in a T, lever in, barely touch, back to a T. Next is going to be our lunge, lever, lunges. So we're going to put the last 2 drills into one for a lunge, lever, lunge. Starting in a lunge, we're going to lever in, barely touch the ground with our fingers, and back out into a lunge. So for all of those 3 lever drills, we're really trying to focus on making our back leg in line with our back and our shoulders. So your back leg does not touch before your chest comes all the way up. So it wants to be in a straight line and you don't want to make an arrow shape. You're going to practice those 5 drills until you're really comfortable. And when you're ready, we're going to work on our baby handstand. So in a baby handstand, your good leg stays near the ground, but it comes off just a little bit. But your back leg comes off really high. So, starting in a lunge, this is my good leg, and it's going to stay close to the ground, and both legs are going to point, and coming back to a lunge. Once you're comfortable with your baby handstand, you're going to move on to a small handstand. So a small handstand, your good leg is going to come and meet your bad leg for a quick second before it comes down to finish in a lunge. So starting in another strong lunge, Hands down, kick up, quick touch, and back to a lunge. Working on your levering action going in and coming out. Finally, we're ready to do our handstands against a wall first. So starting in a lunge, you're gonna have your hands close to the wall. So you're gonna flatten out your back, point your toes, and hold one leg down to finish in a lunge. When you're feeling comfortable with those 3 drills, then we're gonna do a full handstand on the ground. Bringing your legs together, squeezing nice and tight, and always finishing in a lunge, practicing those lever in and lever outs. And hold before they come down. So for a small handstand, your feet quickly came together. For a full handstand, you're gonna try to hold it, legs together, toes pointed, nice and tight. Okay guys, great job doing all of your drills. So now we're gonna finish conditioning that's really gonna help you get stronger handstands. So we're gonna do an AMRAP, as many reps as possible for 1 minute for these 4 exercises. So the first exercise is gonna be a downward leg lift. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have your hands on the ground, your back foot points, and you're gonna lift up. It does not touch the ground, and come back up, keeping your hands flat and kicking up really high. You're gonna do 1 minute on one leg, 1 minute on the other, trying to do as many as you can. Next, it's gonna be a hollow hold with your arms up. So you're gonna lay down on the ground with your arms up in the air like you're doing a handstand. So with your hands flat, pushing your back into the ground, lifting your legs up, and lifting your head up, tucking in your chin, keeping those shoulders off the ground. You're gonna hold that for 1 minute if you can, or if you need to, take rests and then come back up. You have 1 minute to do so. Next, it's gonna be a handstand hold. So I find handstand holds a little bit easier to hold in a Spider-Man handstand. But for this one, you're gonna get super duper close. So just like the hollow hold, you're only gonna do it in 1 minute. If you need to come down and take a rest, those seconds count for the 1 minute. So you're trying to get as close to 1 minute in a handstand hold as possible. So you're gonna have your hands down, walk your feet up, walk your hands really close, and put your nose to the wall. Again, trying to hold for the full 1 minute. And lastly, it's gonna be wrist push-ups. So you're gonna come down on your hands and knees. So with your hands completely flat, and you're going to push up on your fingers and come back down to flat hands. So from the front, it looks like this, right? Hands flat, come up on